If you take a closer look, you can actually see the individual Oh, I forgot to grab some ground meat replacement. As I was saying, if you take a closer look, you can see the individual. Hello and welcome to another episode. Today we'll be making a delicious homemade ramen using spelt flour. Add 2 cups of spelt flour to a large bowl. I'm using whole spelt flour. Add 1 teaspoon of sea salt and adjust to taste. Over here, I have 1 cup of room temperature water. Add 1/4 cup and start kneading. Once your flour has absorbed all of the water, add 1/4 cup and keep kneading. At this point, your dough will start to get really sticky. Keep kneading and get a feel for how much water you need. If you need more water, you can add the rest of the water. Now you're going to knead until your dough starts to come together. Whatever you do, don't be tempted to add more water, because if you do, you'd ruin it. Once your dough is able to come together and you're able to mold it like Play-Doh, you're on the right path. The next step is to generously flour a working surface with some spelt flour. Once you're done, place your dough over the working surface and start to knead. We're going to be kneading for exactly 10 minutes. Trust the process. Keep kneading and moving your dough around to activate the gluten. You can also use white spelt, white kamut, and whole kamut flour. If your dough feels too dry, add 1 tablespoon of water. Too wet, add a pinch or 2 of flour. After 10 minutes, you should be able to form your dough into a ball just like this. Cover your dough and let it rest for about 10 to 20 minutes in a warm, dry place. Once your dough is rested, we're going to cut it into quarters. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Place 3/4 of your dough to the side, then roll 1/4 into a ball. Press down to flatten, then grab your rolling pin. Flour your rolling pin, then roll out your dough. We'll be using a pasta maker to make the noodles today, so if you have one, grab it. Since we're using a pasta maker, you want to roll it out to about 1/2 inch to 1 inch thick. Make sure both sides of your dough are properly floured, then finish rolling in the roller. If you want to learn how to use a pasta maker, I have a comprehensive video in my portfolio. Click on the link above. After rolling the dough twice with the knob set to 0, we're going to fold it in half, then roll again. That's called laminating. I like to roll it 3 to 5 times with the knob set to 0 before I move up a notch. From here on out, you're going to move up a notch after you roll until you get to number 6. Roll 1 time on number 6 and you should get something like this. Cut your dough using the tagliolini attachment. It gives you the best width, thickness, and texture for noodles. Now I'm going to flour the noodles generously to stop it from sticking, then I'll cover and set it aside. If you're enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you. If you don't have a pasta maker, you can also make some noodles. All hope is not lost. All you have to do is follow the same steps, but this time around you're going to roll it out to about 1/8 of an inch thick. For accuracy, cut off all sides of your dough to form a square or a rectangle. Once that's done, fold the dough over itself twice without pressing. Using a knife, you're going to cut it into noodles. Now if your hands are a CNC machine, you're going to get accurate results. As you can see, my hands are wobbly. Let's make our ground meat replacement. If you're new to this channel, you should know that I like to use king oyster or trumpet mushrooms to make my ground meat replacement. Cut your king oyster or trumpet mushrooms into smaller pieces. Break it down into smaller pieces in a food processor. This is what your mushroom should look like when you're done. You can go a little bigger or smaller, it's up to you. Process the rest of your mushrooms, then let's do some cooking. Place a pan on high heat, then we're going to add our mushrooms. Spread your mushroom pieces apart for maximum surface contact. Let it cook until all of the water is evaporated. It could take about 10 to 15 minutes. Stir occasionally. Once the water is mostly dried up, turn the heat down to medium heat, then add some avocado oil and adjust as needed. Let it cook for 3 minutes on medium heat. This is my stew base from last week, and if you remember, we made a delicious stew using this base. Add 3 to 4 heaped tablespoons. Add some sea salt and adjust to taste, then give it a good mix. After mixing, we're going to let it cook on medium heat until it dries up again. It could take anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. Make sure you stir it occasionally. Once most of the liquid's dried up, it should look something like this. Delicious. Set this aside for now. Let's make a quick topping for our ramen. In a large pan, you want to add some avocado oil. Add some roughly chopped onions, then saute until translucent. Your stove should be set to medium-high heat. Add some sliced baby portobello mushrooms, then give it a good mix. Let it cook for 1 minute. Over here, I have a large whole fennel. I don't need the stalks or the fronds today, so I'll be chopping them off. The stalks can be used in my gravy recipe, while the fronds can be used as garnish. Next, we're going to slice our fennel into 2 halves. Slice each half into smaller pieces. Add your fennel slices to the pan, mix and let it cook for 2 to 3 minutes on medium-high heat. Finally, turn off the heat, add 2 tablespoons of coconut aminos, mix and take it off the stove. You can also add the coconut aminos after it cools down. Let's cook our noodles. In a small pot, you want to bring 2 to 4 cups of water to a boil. Once your water comes to a boil, you want to go ahead and add your fresh noodles. No need for salt. Give it a quick stir to loosen it up and let it cook for 1 to 2 minutes. Once it's ready, use a spider strainer spoon to remove it from the water, especially if you're eating it immediately. If you're not ready to serve, stop the cooking process by running it under cold water and straining it. Alright, let's head back to the stove. Depending on how much you need, you can add about 2 cups of walnut or hemp milk to a pot set to medium-high heat. Heat up the milk until it's about to come to a boil, then take it off the stove. Over here, I have 3 tablespoons of raw tahini. Add some cayenne pepper and adjust to taste. Next, we're going to add 1 to 2 tablespoons of coconut aminos. Finally, add a teaspoon of pure agave syrup. Mix thoroughly to combine. Once you've mixed it properly, the consistency and color will change just like this. Add the tahini mixture to the base of your serving bowl. Our milk is ready. Add whatever quantity of milk you need over the top of your broth base. I'm adding 2 ladles. Give it a good mix and the heat from the milk should melt the tahini. Check this out, fresh Spelt noodles, 100% plant-based. Now you can make this at home, just like me. Carefully add the noodles to the broth. Fold your noodles over a couple times to coat it in the broth. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and add some of our ground meat replacement. The burnt part is the sugars from the tomato paste caramelizing. Add some of our sauteed fennel and mushroom topping. By the way, this is my alkaline take on Tan Ramen. Garnish with some spring onions, then we're going to add some of my chili oil. If you would like to see this recipe, let me know in the comment section below. This chili oil is also 100% alkaline approved. Finally, we're going to garnish with some black sesame seeds, then we're going to top it off with some more steaming milk. Alright, let's see what it looks like. And this is the closest you come to tasting my ramen if you don't make it. Here's a closer look. Don't worry, I have a drip pan catching every drip. If you take a closer look, you can actually see the individual Oh, I forgot to grab some mushroom meat replacement. As I was saying, if you take a closer look, you can see the individual specks of chili oil and tahini. It's a really beautiful dish. This dish is spicy with a ton of umami and some sweetness, but the intense flavor is mellowed down by the milk. Asian grandmas, don't be mad at me. I had to make this for my alkaline friends. They gotta eat too. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and I'll see you all next week.